Second grade students from Flint Cultural Center Academy learned about the artist and writer Faith Ringgold and created these story quilts. Inspired by Ringgold's artwork as well as her book Tar Beach, students chose to write an original story or retell a favorite story and created a drawing to depict an important scene. The drawing included the setting to show the time and place, the characters, and action to show an event from the story. These sculptures were created by homeschoolers ages 9 and up. Students discussed different types of architecture and looked at relevant artworks in the FIA galleries. In the studio, students designed a paper model and then used ceramic hand-building techniques to create their own building based on their model. They finished their sculptures by adding colored underglaze and clear glaze. These artworks were made by kindergartners at the Flint Cultural Center Academy. After studying different types of weather, students explored how to show weather using lines. Students then used oil pastels and watercolor to depict a sky with the type of weather of their choice. Second grade students at Flint Cultural Center Academy created these collages. Students viewed a variety of artworks depicting different places from rural, suburban, and urban areas. They observed the artist's use of perspective, such as layering and overlapping objects, size changes to show depth and distance, and dividing the composition into a foreground, middle ground, and background. The students then created patterned paper using tempera paint, and they used it to create a collaged rural landscape. The landscapes included a foreground, middle ground, and background, and size changes of objects to create the illusion of depth and distance. These artworks were created by homeschool students ages 10 and older. Students visited the galleries to look at ways artists create depth in landscapes. In the studio, they created their own landscapes. Students used chalk pastels to define a foreground, horizon line, and background. After applying the chalk pastel, they painted over it with water to soften and blend the color. Students were encouraged to show depth in their scenes by using size to show distance. Second graders at Flint Cultural Center Academy made these cityscapes. After viewing artworks depicting rural, suburban, and urban landscapes, students discussed the artist's use of perspective, such as layering and overlapping objects, diminishing size, and the use of foreground, middle ground, and background to show depth and distance. Then students created an urban cityscape that included buildings such as skyscrapers and row houses, methods of public transportation, businesses and services, and other details that would be found in a city. Using oil pastels and watercolor paint, 4th and 5th grade students from Dye Elementary created landscapes, including foreground, middle ground, and background. This group of artworks show time of day. These prints were created by first graders at Flint Cultural Center Academy. Students discussed how the sky changes throughout the day and then made a set of 2 prints depicting the same scene during the day and at night. Fifth grade students at Flint Cultural Center Academy made these collages to depict issues of human rights. They studied primary and secondary color harmonies and used this knowledge in their artworks. Fifth and sixth grade students from Nethercutt Elementary studied how artists use color and create landscapes using a monochromatic color harmony. The landscapes included a foreground, middle ground, and background, and size changes to show depth and distance. Students used oil pastels in a variety of tints and shades of one color to create the illusion of atmospheric perspective.